Wewe mtu ulikuwa unataka kuwe IEBC chair, ungemwambia weka makaratasi. Sasa hakuweka makaratasi. Unataka nani?
The High Court's decision to allow MPs to vet President William Ruto's IEBC nominees but to block their official appointment until a court case is resolved is sending chills across the political divide.
Tumeona vile William Ruto amechagua majina ambayo amepeleka kwa bunge ili waidhinishwe kama makamishna mpya wa tume ya uchaguzi. Huwezi kuwa wewe ni mchezaji na unachagua wewe referee yako. Haiwezekani. Kwa hivyo mimi nilimwandikia barua William Ruto, hajajibu. Nilimwandikia Raila Odinga kama prince wakati wa Nadico, nikamwandikia barua, sijapata majibu.
Why is this happening? And what does it mean for every Kenyan voter? The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, or IEBC, is the backbone of Kenya's democracy. It oversees elections and ensures a fair boundary delimitation as mandated by the 2010 Constitution. But since the last commissioners left in 2023 after the 2022 general election, the IEBC has been in limbo. This has left 11 electoral areas like Banisa and Ugunja without MPs or MCAs and delayed critical boundary reviews due by March 2024. Without a functional IEBC, Kenya's electoral system is stuck. So what's the latest? On May 5th, 2025, President Ruto nominated 7 individuals to fill the IEBC's top spots. They include Erastus Edung Ethekon as chairperson, alongside Ann Njeri Nderitu, Moses Alutalala, Mkhwana, Mary Karen Sorobit, Hassan Nur Hassan, Francis Odhiambo Aduol, and Fahima Arafat Abdallah. These names were sent to the National Assembly for vetting. But that's where things got messy. 2 Kenyans, Kelvin Roy Omondi and Boniface Mwangi, filed a petition at the High Court in Nairobi, arguing that Ruto's nomination process was unconstitutional. They claim it lacked transparency, public participation, and regional balance, violating Articles 10, 232, and 250 of the Constitution. Specific allegations: Erastus Ethekon's past role as Turkana County Attorney under Josephat Nanok, a Ruto ally, raises bias questions. Hassan Nur Hassan's name allegedly appeared on the shortlist irregularly. Ann Nderitu is still a state officer, and Mary Karen Sorobit was active in the Jubilee Party recently, both potentially ineligible. The petitioners also say Ruto ignored the National Dialogue Committee's call for bipartisan consultations, fueling distrust.
Ati sasa mtu anakasirika ati yule amekuwa chairman ama amekuwa mmoja wa wale ambao wanaenda kupigwa msasa ni Turkana.
Ndio Kenya ijue hata minorities wanaweza kutoa chairman wa IEBC.
On May 19th, Justice Lawrence Mugambi issued orders halting the vetting process, citing serious concerns. But on May 29th, 2025, the High Court made a pivotal ruling. MPs can now vet the nominees, but their gazettement and swearing in are on hold until the court decides if the selection process was lawful. The National Assembly and Attorney General Dorcas Oduor fought back, saying the petition interferes with Parliament's role and that concerns could have been raised during public participation. This isn't a legal battle, it is a political showdown. The opposition, led by Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, accuses Ruto of trying to control the IEBC to rig the 2027 elections. They have even threatened to form a People's IEBC to monitor the commission. They point to Ruto's alleged alliance with Raila Odinga as evidence of state capture.
Nikamwandikia barua, sijapata majibu.
Bwana Ruto, You have violated the principle of concurrence and consultation that underlay the Bomas process. We want to tell you we are ready for you.
Chukua kitambulisho ukifika miaka 18. Saa hii imetengenezwa IEBC isipokuwa ni ngushi. Wakianza kuandikisha chukua kura. Tutapiga kura nyingi waibe ikose kuibika.
We cannot afford to be living in this country as if we are beggars. We cannot afford to be living in this country as if we are being forced to live here.
One of them is a relative and in-law of a senior cabinet secretary of UDA in the government. Yule ambaye anachaguliwa kuwa chair apparently is a very close friend of Josephat Nanok, who is the deputy chief of staff in State House.
Meanwhile, Ruto's allies like Farouk Kibet insist the nominees must be approved immediately to fix the electoral vacuum in places like Banisa.
IEBC inawekwa ya kusaidia Wakenya ili uchaguzi ifanywe. Wanasema Ruto must.
Interview imefanywa kwa live TV. Unaanza kucomplain ya kwamba huyu ndiye amechaguliwa, huyu ndiye angechaguliwa. Bwana, kura ipigwe na IEBC. Kura inapigwa na wananchi.
Na kama Kalonzo ako na swali, asiulize rais. Yani mtu mdogo. It is not for the president to consult him. Hiyo majina sasa iko kwa bunge.
Sisi tunataka kusema kwamba wabunge mupitishe hii maneno ya IEBC ili tuwe na IEBC. Kuna constituencies ambazo hawana representative.
Na tunasema mambo ya IEBC ifanyike haraka sana, ili sisi wale ambao hawana representation wapate pia kupata nafasi ya kuongozwa.
Wale tulio na imani tunajua kupitia kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, sio uwezo wetu, ni uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu, tutafaulu.
Last week, President William Ruto nominated Erasta Zedung from Turkana County as the chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission.
Civil society groups like ILOG and Operation Linda Jamii echoed the petitioners, demanding transparency in the selection process. So what's the endgame? The High Court's final ruling, expected after further hearings, possibly on June 11th for a related case, will decide if Ruto's nominees stand or if the process starts over again. If the court rules against the nominees, it could delay the IEBC's reconstitution, escalating tensions. If approved, the opposition's distrust may linger, undermining the IEBC's legitimacy as we head toward 2027. For Kenyans, this is about more than politics. It's about ensuring fair elections and representation. A functional IEBC is crucial for by-elections and boundary reviews, but only if it is trusted. Kenya's history, think 2007-2008 post-election violence, shows what happens when trust in elections falters. The IEBC saga isn't just a courtroom drama. It's about Kenyans' vote, the voice of a Kenyan, and Kenya's future. Will the court uphold constitutional principles, or will political gamesmanship prevail? Drop your thoughts. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.